a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
I decided not to ask questions. Sadie beat me to the shotgun seat, so I climbed in back. The four metallic guys with the box were racing across the yard, coming straight for us at an unbelievable speed. Before I even had my seatbelt on, Bast hit the gas. We tore through the streets of Brooklyn, weaving insanely through traffic, riding over sidewalks, narrowly missing pedestrians. Bast drove with reflexes that were, well, cat-like. Any human trying to drive so fast would have had a dozen wrecks. But she got us safely onto the Williamsburg Bridge. I thought for sure we must have lost our pursuers, but when I looked back, the four copper men with a black box were weaving in and out of traffic. They appeared to be jogging at a normal pace, but they passed cars that were doing 50. Their bodies blurred like choppy images in an old movie, as if they were out of sync with the regular stream of time. Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's roles as godly parent.
I'm Ray, following the path of Geb.
I'm Charlie, following the path of Bast.
And I'm Robert, following the path of you should make sure that me, Charlie, and even Ray are featured content creators at DashCon 2.
Oh my fucking god.
God, please, actually, it would be so amazing.
Ray, you don't understand. This has been Robert's tirade since we heard about DashCon 2. Every episode of the bits that we've recorded lately involves that. Listen, something about DashCon 2.
I would have let this meme die if not for the creator of the original DashCon being like, you know what DashCon needs? Percy Jackson. And I'm like, fuck it. If I can be there for Percy Jackson, I can also be there for Steven Universe. Because there are two things that have survived the Tumblr apocalypse, like the cockroaches they are, it's Steven Universe and Percy Jackson.
It's true. It's really true. Robert, do you know what godly path you would follow, though?
Oh, fuck me.
Do you have an answer to that question?
The path of nut. Fuck it, why not?
Oh. Yeah, you would.
Is it because...
The path of nut?
Nut.
Hey...
Nut. Nuts.
What do you do in November, then?
You don't follow her path. I feel like Nut would be really offended if someone told her about No Nut November, and then doubly offended when they told her what the concept of No Nut November is, because I believe she's a god of fertility.
Can we please get one adult content Rick Riordan thing where he makes all of those terrible jokes like that?
And
I want it.
We need Percy to say fuck. I need
the crossover of Percy and Tres Navarre where they can say fuck now, and also they solve crimes for some reason.
Hey, that sounds so fun, actually. Okay, so we talked before about, like, a Percy Jackson fanfiction that's from, like, a detective's perspective, where they're just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with this kid. What if it's just Tres Navarre, though?
What if it is Jackson Tres Navarre?
What if The Lightning Thief, but written as a detective novel?
From the perspective of Tres Navarre.
He's just like, what the fuck is up with this wanted criminal child? And his stepfather, who's telling lies about him. Also, where is his mother? Who's this person who's kidnapping him across the United States?
Percy Jackson.
How are they fighting with these guns as if they're swords?
Kicked from 6 schools in 6 years. A troubled youth disappears along with his mother. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this.
Anyway, I'm just really thinking about detective media because I'm watching Lucifer, and I'm just like, should I reread that book and see if it was any good anymore? Should
Sorry
I try
that no one on the planet liked that book but me. Okay.
I think there's like other Percy Jackson podcasts who have said that it was okay, and I'm like,
okay, well, good.
I'm just here like, it was Rick's first book. We're allowed to say it was probably shit. Because it was his first book.
If your first book is good, you're lying to yourself. I've never met a single writer who's like, oh yeah, my first piece was good. You're lying to yourself. All writers I know are full of caffeine and self-deprecation. You can't convince me you like what you wrote.
That's me. Caffeine and self-deprecation. Holds up a Coke bottle. I forgot to do the thing for guests for this season because I was so used to recording with Robert to be like, hey Robert, what's your experience with these books?
Oh, here, okay, I'll say this part. You can put it in the beginning. So, hey Charlie, ask me the question.
Robert, tell us your pronouns, a little bit about yourself and your history with the series.
Does anyone not know Robert?
Too many people fucking know me. People are making TikToks like about the conversations I have with like Becky on Twitter. Like it's getting there. People are not going to be ready when I fucking finally actually get off my ass and make YouTube videos. But hi, my name's Robert Gaymer. My pronouns are and my
same
claim to fame on the internet is that I run the Damn Meme page, which is a Percy Jackson podcast meme account. My experience with the Kane Chronicles is that I read it for the very first time when I had my own Percy Jackson podcast way back when, and then since then I like these books very much.
They're pretty good.
Yeah,
I think I still like the original PGO better, but like Kane Chronicles, maybe a third place for me.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Like if years and years from now, having gotten through like all the Rick Riordan series that exist, if he ever stops writing books, we can do a ranking.
People who have read all the books that exist now are doing rankings, so...
Oh yeah, oh my god, the thing that makes me sad about podcasting is that a lot of the people who've been doing this for 4 years already, they're almost done. Seaweed Brain's almost done. They have Kane Chronicles left to cover. There's that ranking Riordan pod that I think finished already because they read all the books and then ranked them. Lo and behold.
See, we chose the slowest possible way to do this thing.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
This pod has been running for now like 3.5 years, and we're on the second series.
Out of how many now? Done. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I mean, hey, good luck. I mean, you know, hey, good luck, because y'all are like, hey, what if we read the 41 chapter book one chapter at a time?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I didn't want to figure out how to combine the chapter title names to make episode titles.
I can't wait till you guys get to a certain 78 chapter book.
Oh no, when we get to Heroes, it's going to be 2 chapters at a time. Because each chapter is one perspective, and they don't have titles.
Until they get to Mark of Athena, and then it's like, hey, we heard you like 2 chapter POVs. How about 4 to 5 chapter POVs?
Don't worry about it, Robert. I already have it in the schedule. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
We are so off topic. Would you guys like to hear about how we run from 4 guys in skirts?
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. Did we run from 4 guys in skirts?
Yes, that is technically true, so that's probably fine. Skirt is a bit, what's the word I'm looking for?
It does feel like, oh, haha, he's wearing a dress. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Is that
except Grover, if he's not in a wedding dress, I will riot. We will stop the podcast.
That's like the first question I want whoever the podcasters gets to interview Arian first. I want them to be like, how was the dress fitting? I want them to do as a bonus feature akin to
Grover's
the documentary.
Dress fitting. Did he say yes to the dress?
Say yes to the dress. I want to see Arian Simhadri fucking ring the bell as he chooses his dress. I want the whole 9 yards.
Because he would be into it. We all know it.
Yeah.
They've already talked about this.
Anyway, I was going to make a joke about...
They need to. If they don't, I will riot.
I was going to make a joke about how progressive it was for Rick Riordan to include masculine people in skirts in the year of our Lord 2010.
But see, they're not really, like, skirts. They're, like, ancient Egyptian garb. So, like, you know...
it's, like, historical.
So the chapter title here, I would not say is going for, like, direct, like, transphobia, but it is using, like, that idea as, like, absurdism. And I feel like that's also kind of the vibe with the Grover thing, where you're like, it's funny, but, like, not in, like, the worst way I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah. At least for the chapter title for, like, My Best Friend Shops for a Wedding Dress, you can at least be like, oh, is it Annabeth? Is it Grover? Who's it about? Huh? Like, it's at least vague enough. This, I feel like it could have been 4 guys in a coffin or something. Chased us. 4 guys chased us with a box. Like, why are the skirts the thing that's mentioned?
Imagine
because
if that chapter
it's funny to people.
Imagine if that chapter was in Lightning Thief and it's like someone you call friend wears a wedding dress and Percy spends the entire book being like, who the fuck is this talking about? And then surprise, it's Luke in a wedding dress launching a scorpion at him.
Where is this fan art? Show me Luke in a wedding dress for the wedding he never got to attend.
I recently tweeted out because a fan had tweeted at Becky being like, hey, what happens to May Castellan at the end of the book? Like, does she get better? Does she get better? And Becky was like, listen, like, that makes me sad to think about. Maybe one of the other fans can come up with a good theory. And so I swooped in. I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter what happened to May. In the end, she's making sandwiches for a son who's never coming home.
My God, savage.
I don't think that her mind can be fixed at this point. Not gonna lie.
But, like,
maybe
having a mental illness doesn't mean that your life can't get better, is what I would like to say.
Maybe she was allowed to just immediately go to Elysium and just, like, perish.
Yeah,
quietly.
Hey, saying that mentally ill people should die isn't a good look either, Charlie!
No, like, I mean, either way, she was kind of living in hell. Like she was thinking about how her son was, like, tormented.
I'm saying it gets better. I'm saying that, like, even if she's still living in a delusion, May Castellan could get a nice caretaker who improves her standard of living, and, like, it would still be sad that she's missing this son who's never gonna come home. And it, like, you know, things can be tragic, but also life.
My problem with that scenario is that who's gonna do that for her? Hermes, this is all he's ever done, is just check in on her once in a while. Percy has probably already forgotten about her. He's a teenage boy.
But Percy's a good boy.
And
what if he didn't, though?
He did not obligate the gods to take care of May.
He did not.
Is something that he should have done.
I'm gonna write a fanfiction where Percy's like, hey Hermes, we need to have a chat, actually. You need to make sure that your partner has a caregiver. She's not doing very well, and I'm not cool with it.
Why didn't Percy be like, hey, I require Dionysus to go over there and cure her madness? Because he did that for Chris.
Wait, like, guys, true. Who's May Castellan? Isn't it May Castellan?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Alright, okay, we're so fucking off topic.
We're not even in this world anymore.
They're not even in skirts, but they are carrying big box. Ray, take it.
Let's go back to Brooklyn, guys.
Bast the badass. She convinces Carter and Sadie that they need to leave the house since it's been sabotaged. And then she does some various cat things. They have to move quick since they are being chased by what are basically pallbearers, except they do the courtesy of killing you first. So they have to steal a car to get away. Then there is some foreboding conversation implying that Bast may have been involved in their mom's death, followed by the cliffhanger that her great plan to help out is to summon even more gods. That's it. It's really, really short this time.
Bast, really, didn't you say that somebody died the last time a god was summoned? What, is this a good idea?
I'm sure it's a coincidence.
So, my actual suggestion for a chapter title is like, My Cat Steals a Car or something, but that doesn't quite work because they've already done, like, absurdism with the cat in other chapter titles.
We ride in the Catmobile.
Not bad.
Any car that she steals is now the Catmobile.
Rick
She's Catwoman.
Riordan, for all the puns he's made, was too coward to have Bast steal a Cadillac so they can joke about it being a Cadillac.
Hey! Hey! My cat steals a Cadillac. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I want to know how many pussy jokes we're gonna make in this chapter. I'm not gonna lie.
We haven't made any so far, considering the conversation we started with.
Considering the conversation that started this recording and before that, my goodness. It's okay. It's great. But let's talk about Bast, guys, because I didn't get to do that last chapter. So, in case you missed it, we're gonna talk about Bast, aka Bastet, aka Ubasti, Bubastis, and in Greek, she has a different name. Iluros, I believe. Bast is actually known by her Egyptian name, unlike Thoth, which I will keep mentioning how he's known by his Greek name instead. But yeah, she's got like a million different versions of her name, so that's very interesting. Oh, that's why she's called Bubastis. Okay, she's like worshipped in a place called Bubastis in Lower Egypt.
Sounds like boobs, lol.
Listen, she's got the boobs and she is a pussy. Anyway, how much of this is allowed in this podcast? I don't know.
Not any of it.
Oh, all right. So she's our goddess of cats. Did you know that?
I actually figured that one out.
Wow, I love that.
Ray is actually a smart bean.
Yeah, sometimes she's a lion, sometimes she's just a straight up cat. It really depends. But she's like always like a warrior and a protector. I do love that it doesn't even say what she's a goddess of. It just says this is who she is. She is Bast. She's more important than like what she's the goddess of. Okay.
She is a kitty. That's her whole thing.
Let's see her symbol.
There's a glottal stop in her actual name, which I've never actually known what a glottal stop is.
I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, you hear about them, but I am not a linguist. Okay, sorry, symbols, continue.
Someone who's a linguist, please tell me what this means and how to actually say her name. Okay, her symbols: lioness, cats, yada yada, ointment jar, sistrum, which it literally pictures her with a sistrum. Okay, and the solar disc. Very cool. And as most of the other gods, she has an ankh that she's carrying. I just noticed something about this image of Bast and I can't unsee it. Her tits are out.
Yeah, she got tit and ass.
You can like literally see the nipple.
Yeah? Amazing. There it is.
Oh no. Why did I look that closely at this image? Okay, so Bastet is usually what people call her. I technically don't even see like Bast like here on this page, but I hear Bast usually from this fandom particularly,
right?
And then Bastet in like other places. So I don't know. Rick, why'd you go with that certain name? That's my question. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck the glottal stop means. I do know it means something. What it means? No idea. What her name means? Uncertain. But also possibly she of the ointment jar. Bast, what's going on with the ointment? Tell me about this ointment.
You know, for her rash.
What the
her parents are Ra and Isis? Interesting pairing. Okay. I mean, I feel like that makes sense, because, like, she's a very important one and they're super important. This family tree is, like, just all sorts of, like, what? Because it feels like it's a lot of just, like, these people are super important. Obviously, that this is who their parentage would be. They're kind of, like, they kind of feel like they're all related in a backward sense. And that means that Horus would be her sibling. Also, specifically, who is this guy? Anhar is also her half brother, son of Ra. Ra has other children other than these two people. What? I'm very confused. And her consort is, try saying this one. Try saying it.
Ta. I would just not pronounce the P.
Yeah, you're not supposed to pronounce the P. But, like, it's just funny. My brain wants to go, Ptah, but it's just Ta. Her role is, she's a warrior goddess of the sun. She is, like, literally, like, Ra's, like, right hand, oftentimes. Which very much associated with the Eye of Ra.
I feel like I remember that, so that's probably going to come up at some point.
Yup, it's gonna come up at some point. Don't worry about it. But yeah, she's also, like, specifically, like, her warriorness is because she's a protector. And apparently, I guess she protects against contagious disease, and evil spirits.
Huh.
That's interesting. She's also a goddess of pregnancy and childbirth, possibly because of the fertility of the domestic cat, is what Wikipedia says.
Why not?
I don't want to see Bast in heat, I'm not gonna lie.
God. See, I'm just over here like, cats be having babies. And you're over there like, cats are so horny.
I
Yes!
don't think that's the right thing to say about cats in general, question mark. Charlie is 2 for 2 getting canceled. Number 1, talking points of them getting canceled. 1, cats are horny. 2, mentally ill people apparently deserve to die. Damn, no! Charlie, you're on a roll.
It's okay. I also deserve to die.
No!
We
And
don't
I'm
abide
also-
by that kind of talk here, partner.
And I'm also super horny. So it's fine.
So you are a cat, is what you're saying to me.
I mean, maybe.
Charlie, who's the black cat and who's the golden retriever in your relationship?
I feel like we might both be golden retrievers. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, buddy.
I'm gonna have a conversation with Abby about this. This is a talking point for later.
I was gonna say you, though. Like, you have some puppy energy. I don't know Abby well enough.
I feel like we're both caretakers, is the problem.
Meanwhile, I'm golden retriever as fuck, and poor Mac as the black cat is looking at me rolling around in the mud being like, I care for this thing.
Yeah. Okay, Bast. Cats are important to ancient Egypt, yada yada yada. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Contagious disease, I'm not gonna be able to say it. Contagious disease, and how, like, cats combat mice and rats and shit.
Yep.
I feel like that's related, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hey, cats, against snakes, apparently. That's probably not gonna come up ever again. Cats were royalty sometimes. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I love cats being revered in ancient Egypt. It's my favorite shit.
Yeah. Okay, so guess which Greek god Bast is, like, conflated with the most? Like, who do you think she's equated to?
Which Greek god? Are there any cat-related gods?
I can't think of any, so I'm like,
It has
I've
nothing
got
to
no
do with
idea.
cats.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with horny? Because then that only narrows it down to like 90%
No,
of the
it
pantheon.
absolutely has nothing to do with horny.
Okay, we're dealing with 10% of the pantheon. We're getting there.
Who is also a fierce female warrior?
Athena?
Closer.
Aphrodite.
Artemis.
Artemis.
Artemis is
Artemis
Cat
and
and
Bast.
Moon seem related to me.
I wonder why. Sailor Moon.
And cats are hunters.
Yeah.
It's coming together. It's coming together. They have such
Well-
different energy to me, though.
Yeah, they have interesting energies, but they are often equated together because I assume it's because of, like, the protector and also pregnancy and childbirth. Artemis has those associations as well. She does also protect women who are pregnant and have a hand in childbirth sometimes. So
See,
there's
the hunter
there's the
thing to me,
connection.
I'm just like, there it is. It's right there. Because
Yeah,
cats and hunting.
Yeah. There's also that. Forever ago, I think back when we were discussing, like, Typhon, I was mentioning how when the gods, like, ran away from Typhon, they all disguised themselves as animals.
Mm-hmm.
Artemis disguised herself as a cat.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure.
It's
And that's
all
when-
connected.
Yeah, that's where you get, like, the whole syncretism of, like, the different gods. So yeah. Do. And then a whole bunch about her and her place of worship, which again is Booby place, Boobastus.
I apologize. My boyfriend just sent me a meme. You don't have ADHD, it's all in your head. Where else in my body do you think my brain was? ADHD is stored in the ass. The A in ADHD stands for ass.
That's why everybody with ADHD has a fat ass, okay?
I feel seen. I feel too seen.
Ass deficit disorder?
Wait, what?
That's the opposite of an ass deficit.
No. And the rest of the meme is like, what do the other letters stand for then? Ass don't have dopamine.
Wait! Okay. Well, now we gotta picture Percy with a booty. That's all that matters.
Oh,
no. God damn it. Okay, moving on.
Percy is perpetually 17 until the day Rick dies, I guess. We can't.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Bast is really cool. She's a warrior. I just like her, okay? Why
I love
is
her
this
so
my
much,
goddess?
but it's probably because of this book. Like,
yeah, the reason I love
also
her so
cats.
much is because specifically of this book series and a show called The 9 Lives of Chloe King. At some point, maybe I'll make Ray watch it. Because that also was like an Egyptian mythology thing for me, specifically. I'm probably also maybe one of the only people who read the book. I think the TV show is better, but that's just my own personal thoughts. Okay, let's talk about the chapter and these 4 guys in skirts who I have no fucking clue who they are mythologically. I'm not gonna lie.
Just for here. I, as the meme representative, have to just say this reminds me of the fucking coffin dance guys. I sent you both the video before we started recording. It's just 4 dudes from a country in Africa, which I completely forget, who are carrying a coffin, and there's a song in the background going like do 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 do.
I mean, that's gotta be what they're doing in this chapter, right? That's how you gotta imagine them. Just those guys in that music video, but they're wearing skirts now.
Yeah, I'm just
That's the only
perpetually
difference.
imagining, because there's like a chase scene that these 4 guys in skirts with the coffin are chasing them, and they're like getting closer and closer. It's like as they get closer and closer, do 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 do
God
do do
damn.
do.
So you gotta imagine the music playing, like as
Yeah.
it's their like evil villain chase music or something.
But
Like
only
the louder the music gets, the closer they are. Like, oh no.
that's just like cinematography 101. If you want to express that your monster is closer, you play their theme music louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I know,
for
I've played
the
Zelda.
ominous.
I understand when there's something that wants to attack me, the music plays, and then I'm like, I gotta get out of this area. Fuck.
I gotta get out there.
It's actually making me think of like the mariachi music in Red versus Blue whenever their warthog is driving around.
Red versus
There's, like-
blue. Holy fuck! I have not heard these ancient words spoken in a good bit.
This is Ray in a nutshell, okay?
Yeah. Sorry that I only watch old ass fucking YouTube shit. Anyways,
I love that. I love that for you.
so yeah,
Okay.
when their little warthog dries up, their theme music gets slowly louder, and you're like, "What is that?" And then you get run over. Yeah.
The only possible significance that I can come up with is that somehow they're related to the 4 guys on the canoptic jars. But, like, I don't think that's at all what this is related to. If you don't know what those jars are, they're like the jars that, like, the different body parts are taken out from, like, the mummy. Like, your organs are put in these specific jars that have, like, different heads on them. They're representative of 4 different gods. I don't think these guys are supposed to represent them, but that's all I can think about, because I'm like, it's 4 guys. and they're holding a coffin. So I'm like, I don't know, but I have no
It's-
other significance. I don't even think they're actually related to that. But
It's 4 guys, burgers, and fries.
what happened to the 5th guy?
Who do you think's in the coffin?
No, not the guy.
Elijah Wood is in the coffin.
Elijah Wood just jumps out and is like, I'm the guy. The real guy.
And then
Yeah,
instantly loses all of his hit points in 2 seconds.
Yep.
I just Googled Egyptian funerary practices, and it says they don't even have pallbearers. They were usually in a cart drawn by oxen. So I really don't know what we're doing here.
I looked on
there's...
the freaking Riordan wiki to be like, is there anything about maybe what this is based on or anything? It's like, nope, this is the carriers. This is the only time they're mentioned, really.
I swear, I read somewhere that pallbearing is relatively new in terms of the history of humanity. It's only a few hundred years old, as opposed to ancient Egypt being several thousand years old. I'm gonna double check this, but I swear someone told me this.
It's interesting because it doesn't feel out of place in this world.
Yeah,
doesn't. It's the idea that there's just these relentless hunters, and when they get you, they just beat the shit out of you and put you in a box. I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Again, I'm like, where the fuck did you get this from, Rick? What is up with that?
Yeah, if anyone knows,
ran out of things.
You should tell us. But
it's only chapter 9. How did he run out of mythology and come up with his own shit?
I mean, it's fun, so I think he's allowed. Okay, chapter.
Yeah, we're still trying to process that Bast is our cat. We're really still trying to process it. It's not
last
happening.
chapter was Sadie POV, right? We're Carter now.
Yeah.
By the way,
you can
I
tell
guess whoever told me it was full of shit, because everything I just quickly looked up was pallbearing is about as old as recorded human history, so...
Yeah, well then. Could be.
I don't know, man.
Something.
I know nothing.
I mean, the concept of putting your dead friend in a box and then you and your buddies carry him to the hole, I'm sure Grug and the other cavemen were doing that way back yonder.
Well, it's like the honor of being in a palanquin except you're dead. It's the same idea.
The honor of being in a pelican?
Yeah, in
a palanquin.
Carry royalty around in a palanquin.
I don't know what that is.
Robert,
Steven
there's going to be a very important palanquin in Steven Universe specifically. So if you don't know what that is, you should probably find out.
There's also palanquins in Avatar.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look this up now.
It's spelled with a Q.
Yeah.
Palanquin, basically.
But if you don't say it like that, though, or else everybody makes fun of you.
French,
but that's how Small Charlie would probably say it. But I never saw it spelled out until long after I'd heard the word. So we're fine.
I definitely said palanquin at some point in my life.
Okay. Let's see what happened here. So Sadie and Bast are arguing as Carter goes to grab the magic bag. So now we have that. We have all the things that we need. We have no other worldly possessions. Magic bag, sword, awesome. Sadie wants to go for Khufu and Philip and go save them, rescue them maybe, but Bast is like, we don't have time. We gotta get the fuck out of here. The house was supposed to be safe. It was not safe. Clearly. Let's get the fuck out. Specifically, only another magician of the house could have sabotaged it.
Dun dun dun! That's fucked up.
And I love how they're like, what? Another magician? Who would do that? And Bast is like, magicians are devious creatures. Could have been anyone.
Magicians suck. It just, the vibes are just humans and their politics.
I assume there's also some oh my god, magicians fucking suck. They trapped us all in the duat or whatever. We hate them. Okay. So Bast also does have some very sharp claws. Just wanted to reference that because I think last chapter I was like, why does she have knives? Couldn't she just claw things? And, she does have claws, so she could probably use both. but she
True.
also has the really cool knives.
She throws knives, and this is like the trash anime fan when I was 14 coming out. She throws knives the way Sebastian does in Black Butler.
Okay, I need to look this up now.
Ray is just as trash as I am. They understood instantly.
Okay.
I only vaguely watched Black Butler, so
Vaguely
He does the
watching
Wolverine
Black Butler.
bits.
Yeah, vaguely
Okay.
watching Black Butler is still a sin.
okay, I accept that. I blame
I
Teddy
think-
for all of my anime sins, actually.
I want to say we maybe watched the first episode in Anime Club, and that's about it. We did a lot of watching of first episodes, and for a while, it really pissed me off. And then me and my friends took over the Anime Club, and we made it worse. Don't worry. We're just like, let's just like watch 4 episodes of a thing instead of like the first episode of 4 different things. It's really pissing me off. I want to know. I want to get into it.
Yeah. You want to know what happens next?
You need more than like 1 episode to really get into something anyway. Most of the time.
It's true.
So, yeah, no, he's doing basically like the Wolverine thing, where it's like there's one between each of your knuckles.
Yeah.
But also, I think somewhere in this chapter, it's basically insinuated that she keeps the knives like in her sleeve or something, because she like spins out her wrist and like suddenly she's holding the knives. Like,
Cool as fuck.
I think they're like sheathed inside her sleeves.
Pretty lady, knives. The only problem some cowards may have is that she's technically a cat, to which I say, I'm not going to say anything.
She passes the Harkness test. That's all that I care about.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. So,
Okay. So the implication is that Muffin is a real cat. And
yes.
Muffin
is a real cat.
Muffin is a real cat that Bast is like
Possessing.
Possessing. Yeah. I was trying to think of a different
where you
word,
get
but
your
like
body sharing.
basically. Yeah.
This is where
body
you finally
sharing
get
for
your body
me
sharing
with
from.
a kitty? Wow.
With a kitty.
So the issue,
Ray,
our Harkness test issue.
Wait, Ray,
Muffin
I think you meant...
cannot consent.
yeah, this is the problem.
Oh
Ray,
no.
I thought you were gonna say it's called she shares a body with a cat. Meow.
God.
Instead of wow, get it? It's a terrible joke that the 2002 Catwoman movie would make.
Anyways, hey, isn't that like you guys ever watch Supernatural?
that just sounds like the kind of first sentence you open up with at like a substance meeting. You guys ever just watch Supernatural?
Anyways, so I only ever watched like a season and a half of Supernatural, but I'm fairly certain that Castiel, one of the guys from the major pairing of the show, I'm pretty sure that Castiel is possessing a guy the whole time, and that's just like a thing.
Oh, that's
like a human man.
Is
So I always
Castiel
thought that would cause some
possessing
issues, maybe.
Possessing someone. I need to know this information, even though I know nothing about Supernatural, really. Castiel possesses people as vessels. That's all I got. Good to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he just stole the life of some guy who had a wife and kid. And we just like moved on from that and no one cares anymore.
Jimmy
Anyways,
agrees to be
none
Castiel's
of this is relevant.
vessel indefinitely. Who the fuck is Jimmy?
Anyways,
this man Jimmy is Castiel's vessel.
Hey, Robert, are you still here?
I'm still here. I'm just enjoying life right now.
I'm so confused about everything that's going on. Okay.
So anyways, it is unethical to fuck either Bast or Castiel, is what I have decreed from this whole exchange.
You would do great teaching an ethics class, Ray, in which you would drive your class insane.
Okay, wait. I have a question for you.
Oh God.
Bast can speak cat.
True.
So we can, in
This-
fact, communicate with Muffin on whether or not Muffin can consent.
Does Muffin listen? I went to a science museum not too long ago. Cats' brains are the size of a walnut. Can the walnut-sized brain comprehend the concept of consent?
Yeah. See, even if your cat can communicate consent, I think that
I don't know
the
the
bestiality
cat-
concern becomes like the mental imbalance.
Okay, but Bast talks to the cat in this chapter, and it's like a whole thing, and it feels like
Yeah,
it's an
but he's still
intelligent
a cat.
conversation. I don't know.
But they're talking on cat level, is what I'm saying. I'm
don't
not
know,
saying
it
that
seems to
she
imply
couldn't
to
say
me-
that she consents. I'm saying that it would be like statutory. This is getting too real, actually. I don't.
Oh God.
I was just gonna say that it seemed to imply to me that, like, cats in this world are actually more intelligent than you think. Perhaps, based on, like, their
See, I would
weird
disagree. I
hierarchy.
think that cats are just out there doing their regular cat thing, but the
I
she
have
can
no
just
idea.
go onto that level.
Why do
Maybe.
I always bring an atmosphere to these calls that just brings out the weird conversation between the three of us?
Anyway,
Yeah,
Holly,
I
here's a
feel like
better
we usually
idea.
aren't this unnormal about things.
Better idea. You become the host for Bast, and then you guys fuck in your mind.
I'm just imagining like fucking, but like in my mind's like the Sherlock Palace, Mind Palace from BBC Sherlock.
Yes, correct. Okay, that's the only way it's
So,
ethical to
yeah.
fuck Bast.
So yeah, Bast is still Muffin, and that's why she can't use her powerful magic, because Muffin is a weak host. But even if she had a very powerful host, Set's magic triumphs hers. So no, Bast can't just wave her hands and be like, fuck off, please and thank you.
Yeah, she can't just
Oh,
fix everything.
Did we mention how, like, funny it is that literally a page of this chapter is just Bast doing weird cat shit to a wrecking ball that she thinks
I
is
love this. Yeah, she just like rolls under the wrecking ball and she's fine.
Yeah.
She's
Adorable.
like, oh, it's a bad guy. Attacks it.
Bast, when she
We're
sees
safe.
the wrecking ball, finally a worthy opponent. Our battle shall be legendary.
For real.
She
I
destroys
want to
it, and that's
mention
it.
that I love the cat that she talks to. It's just some old tomcat. He's got like a scratched up ear, I think, and one of his eyes is swollen shut. And Sadie's like, "Can't you fix that?" And she's like, "And get rid of his battle scars? Are you kidding
His
me?
marks of
I would
honor?
never."
Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like such a thing.
I love this cat lore. I love cat lore. I should go reread Warriors immediately.
Read Warrior Cats. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, she is a war goddess, basically, so...
Yeah.
Or a protection goddess, at least.
Bast would love warrior cats.
What if Bast wrote Warrior Cats? Gasp.
Rip to Bast, you would have loved Warrior Cats.
Oh my god.
Alright. So, she finds a car, and she's like, I like this one. Let's drive it. They're like, it's not your car. My dear, I'm a cat. Everything I see is mine.
Delightful. Incredible, show-stopping, amazing.
As somebody with a cat, I can agree that she's a very possessive little feline. She's a foot long, and yet somehow, some way, she takes up more than 70% of the bed when we sleep.
Yeah, no, that's a mood. That's such a mood. Guess
She's
whose chair
literally
this
like a
is?
foot long.
Guess who actually
Not
owns
yours.
this chair that I'm sitting in?
I'm assume Orzo.
Orzo, this is his favorite spot when he's, like, not
Mm.
meowing at me. Is usually he comes in here and he naps on my desk chair. And I'm just
So
like,
then, why are you sitting at his desk chair?
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got
know.
important work to do.
I'm surprised he's not meowing at the door right now. Like, he's not yelling at me.
You just jinxed it. He's gonna meow any second now.
Probably. That's fine.
Okay, so we're in the car, or we're picking up the car, and that's when we notice the 4 metallic guys. They're metal, don't know why, and they have a box.
Oh yeah, the fact that they're metal too, I'm so confused.
Who knows?
Carter's like, are they Shabti? But they're not, they're just carriers.
They
That's
could
not
have
even
been Shabti
capitalized.
if that's what Rick had decided, but no.
Rick was
Carriers.
like, they're not important enough.
They're just phone carriers. One of them's AT&T, one of
Okay.
them's Verizon, one of them's Sprint, and one of them's T-Mobile. And in the box, they have Mint Mobile, which, curse you, Ryan Reynolds, you, with your suave, convinced me to sign up for your cheap, shitty phone service, and then I went back to Verizon.
Yeah. Goddamn. The fact that he has so many commercials, and I'm like, is your phone service actually good, though?
It's not.
Is it?
Okay, so they're carrying a sedan, which is a kind of carriage. And I just googled sedan ancient Egypt, and that did bring up chair with 4 guys carrying it. So at least there's that.
It does?
Yes.
What? I did not look up that one thing.
So yeah, it's like a palanquin, except it's like open. It's not closed like a palanquin. It's just a cool chair.
Interesting. But like, it's
Don't know
not
if
actually.
you would want to beat someone up and trap them in one though, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, this kind of makes it seem like it's just a fucking coffin or something.
Right.
Like, they're holding a box. It's not really a chair.
Yeah, they have a
in
box,
this book.
and yeah, these are all chairs. Yeah. I keep interrupting you, sorry. To say
That's
the
okay.
exact same thing that you're already saying.
Okay, so we don't want to know what they want you for. Just run. Just run the fuck away.
Right. They will never stop pursuing you, just like in It Follows, or in that, like, meme question where you're like, if a snail was tracking you for the rest of your life, and if it touched you, it killed you. It's like that, except they're really fast.
Okay, but the question is, would you do that? Would you do
Would
the
I
snail
let-
thing?
Yes, I would. And then I'd be like, okay, Mr. Snail, touch me. Come on, get this over with, please.
No!
My one question is that, like, does the snail have to follow your exact path forever?
It just knows where you are, and it will go where you are for the rest
Yeah,
of
it goes
eternity.
as the crow flies, except it's a snail.
Okay, because, like, I feel like I heard a very specific part where it was, like, it has to follow the exact path that you took or something, and, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe that was just, like, a thought experiment that somebody else mentioned part of it. I don't know. Okay, so this is where we talk about that she's not more powerful than Set, and this is where we finally understand how magic works, and, like, not the mist, but it's basically the mist.
Yeah.
I like this even better than the mist, actually.
It sounds a lot more powerful than the mist, because Carter is like, wait, can't people see 4, like, guys with a coffin behind us? And she's like, listen, you remember how you had a hard time seeing the Brooklyn house? Yeah. And you're born into magic, dude. Imagine what mortals see. They don't see shit. And then Carter's like, damn, we were born into magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, personal lore?
Yeah. I especially like how it's similar to, like, the ultraviolet spectrum and, like, that kind of sight. And I'm just like, oh, this is very
'cause Bast is
interesting.
Bast is like, certain animals can see different colors that you can't. Cats can hear certain sounds you can't, etc., etc.
Yeah, that totally works.
It feels very sci-fi in this, like, very not sci-fi book. So, okay, but now we still gotta get the fuck out.
I like the description of the guys chasing them, where it's like an old movie where they're kind of out of step with the things around them because they're moving much faster than it actually looks like they're moving. I found that very evocative. And okay, continue.
Sadie is still having conundrums about Bast being her cat. She's like, there was a goddess who would, like, eat my treats and sleep on my head. What? What?
Do you ever think about that? Because I do sometimes, where you're like, what if my cat is just some guy who's been cursed and he's just, like, living in my house? I think especially as a child, I would think about that all the time.
I can't say that I've ever had that thought.
This is just gonna come back to, like, what I've been watching recently again, where, like, it's just such a, like, oh yeah, that person you slept with, that was actually the goddess of all creation. Did you not know that? Just like weird like bombs are being dropped like all over the place in Lucifer, and it's hilarious when like, oh yeah, that person right over there, that's God. Like, don't even worry about it.
God is
your
really
cat-
real?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. And Sadie's just like, oh my god, my cat is a goddess, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Your cat's a goddess.
No skin off my nose.
No,
I don't think
not
Sadie's
at all.
seeing the bigger picture here.
She's not understanding that there's more important things. They're going to be put in a box if they're not careful. Worry about the box.
It's so funny to me that they beat the shit out of you first before they put you in the box.
All I can hear now is that soundbite from SpongeBob where it's like, someone should teach you some manners. Someone should put you in a box floating down the river, Grandma.
Oh. Okay, and then we also learned that, like, there was a magical ritual to bring Bast herself out of the duat, and maybe that caused Mom's death? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, that's a valid question to ask, and Bast is like, can we please change the subject? Hey, let's change the subject. We're running. Woo!
Yep, the only reason she's here is there was a deal with their father, and she has to protect Sadie. You know what? Who really got the short end of the stick? Who got to be protected by a goddess, and who got to run around the world hiding from the House of Life forever? Who really got the better life? Sadie got a cat.
Sorry, your mom died. Here's a cat.
Well, once again, it's the meme we mentioned last time. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. It's just Muffin.
No, you know what? Now that's when she's channeling her inner Percy, but like Lightning Thief movie Percy, and she's like, "This is a cat. This is a cat."
Yes, correct. Robert, you've been given so many memes. You're welcome.
How will I choose which memes to meme?
Yeah. So they're gonna go summon more gods. That's it.
That seems fine.
Didn't kill anybody the last time or the time after that. Certainly not.
But it might have killed somebody before then to there do that. How is summoning God good? Question mark. Maybe not, but we'll have to see.
We'll find out next time.
On this thing that we're doing.
Yeah, it's totally worked out every other time it's happened so far, definitely. So, no one got dragged into the duat, or... Hey, now that you've done your introduction, want to do your outro and tell people where to find you on the internet?
Yeah, who are you again?
Again.
Who am I? Who am I? What are you even saying? I'm the loser of this game you didn't know we were playing. All right, so
see, I've been living with Abby too long that I was about to be like 24601, and you were doing Steven Universe.
Oh my god, Mac likes Les Mis way too much, and he would probably have said that. Stop being the same person. We literally did that
the other night, and I answered correctly, and she was like, good, we can stay together.
Good. So yeah, hi, my name's Robert Gaymer. Again, I do things on the internet. First and foremost, I do thing on the internet
YouTube?
with this. We'll get there. Maybe with this fucker, it's called The Bits, where me and this fucker and sometimes this other fucker talk about Steven Universe. We're almost done with season 1. At the time this comes out, I think we'll have like 1 or 2 episodes left of season 1.
Yeah, somewhere. Do I need to get the schedule?
The schedule.
Oh my goodness! When are we? We are scheduled to finish season 1 the beginning of October.
And this episode comes out like the end of September.
Yes. So very soon.
We
pretty exciting.
Love how time works like that. In the meantime, I also do a meme page for Percy Jackson podcasts, including this one. It's called The Damn Meme Page, damn spelled DAM. It's on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and somebody punch me and make me work. I already have my script. I have my video. I have my green screen. I have everything. I just need to fucking make it. I'm making a YouTube channel called The Damn Meme Page. The first video is gonna be about Percy Jackson merch and the lack thereof. And I need somebody to just yell at me to record it. Maybe I'll be like, hey, Owen, you're staying in my house for a week. Free labor. Can you be my cameraman?
Yeah.
and then I'll finally fucking do it and have it out, and it'll be the worst video of all time. It'll get like two views.
I'll watch it like through all of my accounts. Also,
Hell
make the bits follow you. The bits is also on YouTube. I'll follow you on all of my YouTubes now. I have so many for all of the pods.
Woo.
If you guys didn't already know, Of the Old Scuds is on YouTube.
Woo.
If you're listening on YouTube,
you can listen to it
you're
like
cool.
that now.
Imagine listening to podcasts on YouTube. YouTube music.
I mean, apparently people are finding us and like listening through the whole thing, and I'm just like, whoa.
That's how it works. It's really
Pretty
funny.
wild.
I keep my Spotify free and listening to just Percy Jackson podcasts. So at the end of the year, I can do the Spotify rewind and it'll be like, haha, look, Percy Jackson. It's the brand. It's the personality. Haha, look at all these Percy Jackson podcasts. And then I was using Google Podcasts to listen to like normal things. And then Google Podcasts fucking died. So it was like, hey, would you like YouTube music? And I'm like, sure, whatever. I already have YouTube Premium. I think that comes free with it. And then I found out YouTube music fucking sucks.
Wow, what a journey.
YouTube, get your shit together, please. At
Yeah,
least
for
your
real.
music shit together. Robert,
Hey,
do you
Charlie,
have
ever
a
have
media
you-
plug?
I just realized, Charlie, if I ever have you on my YouTube channel, I can be like, hey, look, I'm here with fellow YouTuber.
Fellow YouTuber Charlie back. Maybe
who hasn't
someday I'll come
uploaded
back.
in, like, who hasn't uploaded a YouTube video in like 2 years or something like that.
Longer. My
Or
mother was like, hey, I might start a YouTube. And I'm just like, oh.
My mother made a TikTok, found my TikTok account, and proceeded to like every video I've made since 2020.
Okay, I didn't realize that she made the like. Did she make a video, or did she just?
No, she just made an account. She made an account
Okay,
and then she
okay.
found mine.
I was like, did your mother
My
make
mom-
a video or just an account?
My
Okay.
mom is not tech savvy at all. Anyway, media plug. Fuck me, what have I been watching / listening? Gravity Falls. I never gave it a proper watch all the way through. So my boyfriend and I just finished watching the Muppets show, and we're like, hey, we need a new show to watch together. Let's watch Gravity Falls. And that's so far been a bang, a fun time. I already know all the twists and turns and who like the villain is. It's really fun pointing out and being like, oh hey look, reference for future character. Oh hey look, reference for future character. Oh hey look, foreshadow. Oh hey look, foreshadow. And what Mac does, because what I do to him is he'll ask a question when we're watching a Marvel movie, and I'll be like, hey, what if we wait 10 minutes and we see if the movie answers the question? And so now he's like, oh hey, because I don't know everything, so I'm like, hey, that thing that leads to this, right? He's like, I don't know, what if we wait a few episodes for the show to answer? I'm like, gotcha.
Dang.
Hey, Robert. My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better.
That joke is so fucking funny. Really, it's so funny. Or there's the one where Dipper is like, I would tell Petrifica to her face that she's a terrible person, and then Petrifica is like at the door being like, I need your help. You're a terrible person. Bam.
That's delightful.
Oh.
What's exciting about that
Ken.
show is that it's got DLC. You can get the Book of Build that like just came out once you're done watching it, and then you can learn all the new content.
Oh my god. Oh, have I shown y'all that I like found this like amazing Gravity Falls book on Etsy that like somebody like made a bunch of the pages? Like they made the book and they made a bunch of the pages. If I'd paid more for it, it would have also had like glow in the dark shit. Like or maybe it was blacklight things, but like it was wild, and I'm like, I need something for my cosplay. Ooh, I like this better than buying like whatever Disney official book it is. I don't want it to have the Gravity Falls logo on it. I want it to just look like the thing.
Me, when I'm a strong advocate for being like, hey, Disney sells pretty cool lightsabers for like $400 or whatever. Can Disney also sell pretty cool, accurate looking riptides for $400 or whatever? It'll pain me to buy it, but I'll buy it. But then you've instilled the fear in me that, oh god, what if there's a giant glaring Percy Jackson the Olympians Disney logo on it?
Oh god.
Yeah, that's okay. It usually doesn't happen as much with like stuff like that. If it's a prop, it's probably not going to have it as glaringly, but like this is a book, so it was like Disney's official or whatever, like Gravity Falls, blah 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 on the front, and I'm just like, yeah, but that's like not the book itself. That's just like that's a merch piece. You know, I don't know. There's a difference.
Interesting.
Yeah, doesn't happen with props as much. The thing that ruins props is when you go to a con and then they put the zip tie on it and then it ruins the paint job that you spent many, many days painfully doing. Anyway, fuck you, Anime Boston.
Yeah, shout out to when Charlie and I went to Rhode Island Comic Con and I had spent the night before feverishly gluing together and fixing my Percy Jackson sword, only for the security guard to pretty much instantly break it by putting it on the security table.
Yeah, no, they literally fucking broke it. Fuck you, Rhode Island Comic Con, for breaking a prop sword. I will call them out. Okay. I guess I've been plugging it like all episode long because I can't stop talking about Lucifer. What do you think I've been spending all day, every day doing is like watching Lucifer, and I'm kind of like, I'm so glad I'm almost done because now I'm just like, I need a different media. For once, I'm like, it's almost been driven out of me that I like haven't had enough like breaks or things to do while I'm doing it.
Too much Lucifer
like,
in your life.
I think next I might be starting Xena, so...
Charlie getting Lucy with Lucifer.
But anyway, I would fuck Lucifer.
That was a funny joke. Laugh, damn it, laugh!
Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! I would fuck Lucifer. Would you not fuck Tom Ellis? Listen.
Oh, he's a very attractive man. I enjoy the Britishisms. Or the Australianism. I don't know what the fuck he is from.
He's British.
Good, because listen, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Australian accent in concept is sexy, but I can't imagine an Australian accent have her dirty talking.
You should have Sam dirty talk to you just to see if it can happen. Just to see if it's possible.
Apparently, because I made that joke in the Deus Ex Media Discord, which, hey, by the way, if you join Patreon of any of the shows, you get access to. Maybe join this Patreon for OTAG. I made that joke and I made that comparison, and Sam was like, "Oh yeah, no, you're supposed to do less like Steve Irwin and more Hugh Jackman." And I'm like, I don't know, man. I think that still just sounds weird.
God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Don't make this worse.
You want me to go right down under, yeah?
No. Okay.
I'm glad Tom Ellis is British.
You want me to what,
So
bro?
moving on, I've been playing a lot of Sudoku. That's pretty fun.
Oh, I fuck with Sudoku. Ray, you're my friend. I love you, man. That's great. I fuck with Sudoku.
I used to be really bad at Sudoku, not as in like I would fail, but as in like it would take me like an hour or two to do like one. And then I learned some new techniques from an app, and now I can do one in a few minutes, and I'm pretty glad about that. But my actual plug is that a really specific animatic, because I was reminded of it when we kept talking about hanging out with God. I want everyone to go to YouTube and look up Mercy Morn Art Critique, parentheses, Harrow the Ninth, and parentheses. I've never even read the Lock Tomb series, okay? You don't need to know things. Just go watch this. It's by YouTuber Sweet Morgan. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just a woman in a meeting with a bunch of people and God. God is there, and he makes fun of her art, and she's like, "My lord, sometimes I imagine putting you in a jail and filling the jail with acid." and you would learn not to do those things because you would hate that I put all the acid on you. You have to go watch this. I will go insane. It's so good. Also play Sudoku and releases from this mortal coil. It's the end of the podcast now.
So hey, end credits. If you want me, Charlie, and Ray at DashCon 2, be sure to tell the DashCon 2 people, hey, you know what's staying alive in the sinking ship that is Tumblr? Percy Jackson and Steven Universe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
At some point we're gonna have to do a crossover where we do the cabins and we do the gemstonas. I think that's gonna have to happen, guys. It's gonna have to happen. We're gonna do it someday.
Hell yeah.
Okay, get the fuck out of my house of life. Like, there's 4 guys I guess they're wearing skirts or something, but like more importantly, they have a box. They're gonna beat us up and they're gonna throw us in it.
Yeah,
Let's
we gotta go, man.
Bast. She's really hot. I'm gonna go follow her.
She's got a sick ass car.
Yeah, the house is also trashed. Like, we need to get out of here because people are gonna come after us. Let's
All right, we better go then. Bye.
Follow the hot lady. Bye. Say bye, Robert.
Goodbye.
Of the Eldest Gods would like to thank its $10 and up patrons. This means you're either in the Savior of Olympus tier or the God Complex tier on our Patreon, patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. Thank you all so much for your support, especially Matt, our God Complex patron.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send us a message through the Duat to oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about the Riordanverse or whatever else. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology, no promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. If you want to hear more from me, Ray, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. You can also hear my voice on 2 other podcasts. I co-host another podcast on the network with the meme maker Robert called The Bits, where we talk about the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe. I also co-host a non-network podcast with my buddy Ethan called Mysteries in the Machine, where we talk about all things Scooby-Doo. Our music was created and produced by Isabel Strauss-Riggs. You can find Isabel at Kane I, that's I is in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel, Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now we are discussing the Kane Chronicles. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
We are...
Not the crystal gems.
We are the Bits.
The Bits, the Bits, the Bits.
A Steven Universe review podcast.
Celebrating the 10th anniversary
of a show that's very near and dear to our hearts.
So get ready to cry with us.
And try our best not to sing.
As we rewatch one of the gayest shows of the 2010s.
New episodes coming out to you every Friday.
Featuring your favorite host, Charlie.
And Robert.
I knew my kitty was gonna cause problems. He's over there digging in my bras because they're all hanging from the door handle because I just did my laundry. I'll be right back.
But it's thematically important for the cat to be here.
Well, he doesn't want to be. Get out of here, boy.
Deus Ex Media.